I want to tell y'all about this story I was told. The woman's name was Margaret Baird. Her son's name was Terry, and she was telling me that when she was a young teenager, maybe 12 or 13 years old, um, she was married off to this guy who was in his 40s. And she was telling me about how he locked their apartment door. And she couldn't get out because you had to have a key to get out or a key to get in. And every day he would go to work and he would lock the door and he would lock her in the house. And eventually she got pregnant and had kids and whatnot. And she was locked in this apartment with her kids all this time. And she said that she didn't get out of the apartment until one day she had decided to bang on the door after an hour after he had left and her neighbor heard, and they called the police, and the police brought the fire department, and they knocked down the door, and her and her kids got out, and she went home. And I think she said she was somewhere near New York State. But then she had gone down to Texas. And she was just telling me about all of this, and I really think it's what made her as crazy as she was later, because I really think that she was involved in the murder of the DA at Kaufman County. Some of the things that she let slip made me think that. I was dating her son, Terry, and he was the only one that she thought was a good kid out of all of her children, because none of the other ones really wanted anything to do with her. After the stuff that she done in that family, I could see why none of them wanted anything to do with her. Because when Terry got married, this was before I met him, him and his wife and his mother were cooking a meal or something, and his daughter was there, and she was just a baby or something, and Margaret picked up a cast iron lamp and threw it at Terry's wife. Terry's wife ducked, and the lamp hit Terry's daughter, which caused brain damage. Now, I don't know why they didn't do anything to Margaret on this, but nothing happened to her. But the baby ended up in the hospital in a coma for several months, and nobody called DSS or any of them other places. Nobody called the police. Nobody called anybody. And the girl ended up being retarded. I know that word is trigger for a lot of people, but it's not meant that way. Anyway, another instance was when her husband had passed away, And she got married again. She got married to this guy who was in a band. And um, they had some success. Not very much, but some. To the point to where that they were called to play at casinos and various big time bars. Um, uh, they did make one recording, and it was said that her husband sounded like Hank Williams Sr. So he had told her that he got a gig and it was going to pay all of their bills for several months, but he needed to go that night. And she told him, "No, you're not going." And he snuck out of the house and left with his friends. And when he came back, she answered the door with a shotgun and fired it at the car they were in. Again, nothing ever happened to her. And a lot of stuff just was never reported on this woman. Hey, Stephen. How you doing? Then he started having mental health issues. And it was suggested that he had been given some sort of poison that had caused him to have these mental health issues. He was having severe depression and a lot of stuff. So they put him on this medication. Only thing was, and this medication, this mental health issue he was having was also causing him to go hallucinate. And he would get so bad that he would walk out into traffic trying to get vehicles to hit him. And when the police would come, the first few times she would go pick him up, take him home, and that would be the end of it. But after him going to traffic court because he had been out in traffic, the judge had finally got to the point where he was sick of seeing this guy. And the judge told her that she could no longer take care of him and that he had to go into a nursing home. So she could bring him home every, one weekend a month, but that was it. And they put him in the nursing home, and he was getting all of his medications, and he never had another issue. But the thought was that the reason, and she even said this, that the reason she was having her husband at her house was because his disability brought in extra income. Then she started talking about the Kaufman County DA and how he had done her wrong and how she was a member of this family, and so therefore he was going to get his. And the next thing I know is that not only was he found dead, but some people that she had an argument with were the ones who got convicted of his murder. And she said they got what they deserved too. She said they were set up real good, and I ain't telling you who it was that set them up, but Their initials are MB. And I'm thinking, okay. Margaret Baird. I wanted to share this story with you because there are people in this world that are like that. And I really think her being locked up in that apartment when she was a young mother and wife is really what screwed her up. I have no words for what all happened to her and what all she did to others. It just totally flabbergasted me. And to be honest, I really don't care if somebody else comes up to me and says, you shouldn't be talking about her. Look, she shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. You don't fire a weapon at somebody unless you mean to kill them. And if you mean to kill them, then you should do time for that, unless it's self-defense. And in her case, it wasn't self-defense. She was mad because he went and earned some money. And throwing a cast iron lamp at a woman and not feeling a bit guilty about it, especially when she harmed her own grandchild severely, and not feeling a bit guilty about it. I remember April Baird very clearly, and she was a sweet girl, but her grandmother was this very scary person. So I hope that y'all will listen to this video in its entirety, and that you will share it with people that you think might be endangering themselves by hanging out with people just like her. We all need to be aware of those around us. She used to go through my house and just throw away things that she wanted thrown away, and it's my house and it's my belongings. And when I confronted her about it, oh, that stuff was bad. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I just bought it. Don't throw away my stuff. Stay out of my house. I don't know how she got in the house, but she did. She did a lot of crazy stuff, and I don't think she'll ever do time for it. I really don't. I remember she had given a car to Terry, and she told Terry that if he drove away with me in the driver's seat, that she would call the police and have us arrested for stealing her car. And since his name was on the insurance and he was her son, they told her, look, either you drop the charges or both of them are going to prison for theft of auto, grand theft auto. Hey, Uncle Bill. Hey, Francis. Shalom, y'all. She did a lot of crazy stuff. She, as far as I know, still lives in Kaufman County. I remember how to get out there and everything, but I can't remember the address anymore. But don't come for me. Just be warned that there are some crazy people in this world. Love y'all. Shalom. Watch the whole video. Share and be warned.